Alright, so since I'm not going to have a cash stuffing for the next few weeks, I mean, obviously I'm going to be able to cash stuff my husband's, but it's going to be kind of boring. But I figured instead of my cash stuffing being, my weekly cash stuffing being the constant these next couple weeks, let's make it this for a little bit. Now, I debated on how much, I'll do these two, okay. Debated on how much I wanted to do during these, but I don't want to go too fast through these, especially because they're supposed to be $2 Tuesdays. Some of these are not $2, and I thought this would have been funner with different challenges. Then I would have definitely put more in, but I did promise that Saving with Shalonda would be my next challenge book I did, and I only say that it would have been, this is a challenge book I actually want to do with money. I do have some challenge books that are pretty high cost, so it would be better to do it with the fake money. But we'll do it with the fake money. I mean, some fake cards, very obviously fake, but it's just to, make, I have more. There's ones. Right now we're going to stuff with the ones. See, there's two different designs. Did I do all the same background for each number? Not really. Okay, cool. There's 2s, there's 5s, 10s, 20s, and 50s. Maybe I'll make 100s at some point. And I only finished cutting up a certain, like 2 pages of them, and then I figured I might as well start this. So Saving with Shalonda was my next book I kept saying I was going to start, so we might as well start with this one. These are all freebies that are on her channel. We're only going to do, I think it's the first 4, so these are $2 Tuesdays. I think it's the first 4, because when I was doing my $2 Tuesdays and I had a bunch of challenges, it felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. So we're going to roll both of these, and then we'll count to whatever that is, and then we'll go there. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means I'm supposed to put 11 in this one. So this week we're doing 22, starting out with 22. Let's see how that's actually going to go. So all these have specific envelopes they were going to go into when they were done. This one was supposed to be birthday. Alright, so that's 11 in that one. All of these are $1. Or I could roll the dice and we could do that instead. It's 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. If we do that, well, I have more 10s. We'll add the other 10s. Let's put a 10 in this one. Instead of the 2 5s. We'll add to it. It's fake money. It's not. I just didn't want to get through these too fast. But, so a 3 and a 6. 3 and 6 is 9. So 5, 7, 9. Alright. So this one was supposed to go to Mother's Day. I had these in a scrunchie, and you can see they're kind of all messed up now. I've had them in it for a while because I was supposed to do it. Alright. We'll roll both of these and then go to whatever that is. it is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a $3 one. Then we'll do, that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll put $4 in here. Or shall we roll one more time? Finish out. Since it's only $4. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what is that? 6? That's $6. And that one would have gone to back to school. So we're going to roll and save that amount. So we have 2 of these. We have, wow, 2 5s. Let's roll. Do I want to risk it? No. How many did we do on the first one? Just one? We did just one. Okay, so we'll put the 10 in. And then we will go back. And, oh my gosh. See how many we have, and if there's one for that. So there's 4, 5, 6. So I believe there's a 6 on here. Yes. 6. Oop. There we go. So that'll get added to this one. So this is what I plan on doing for the next couple weeks. Because I'll only have a cash stuffing, like a weekly stuffing, probably every 2 weeks, because I won't be getting a paycheck. So these on Tuesdays will be more of a constant. And I already have some pre-filmed stuff that I could put on the days I don't have a cash stuffing. So yeah, I'll give you an update on my mom. Last time I oh my gosh, that's right, 2 D6s. I'm sorry. Last time I filmed, I think she was still in the hospital. I don't think she was. No, she must have been. The last time I wrote, no, she was still in. Oh my gosh. Last time I updated, I had words come up on the screen that told you what was going on, but I hadn't said much about what was going on. I might as well cut the rest of them while I'm talking, because it'll keep me busy. So she, right before the video came out, oh my gosh, she ended up in the ICU. She is indeed out of the ICU. I'm also trying something new with laminating. Laminating the whole sheet instead of already cutting them out. I actually kind of like it for this type of thing, but I feel like as soon as you get it wet. Okay. Sorry if you heard my son just, I don't know what he just did. But I feel like when you go to clean them, if it was a challenge, if you went to go clean it off, it would leak into the creases and stuff like that. I wasn't too particular about how I made these anyway, so if you see there's like bleed where this picture kind of bleeds off into, because I don't plan on selling these. It was just for me, so I wasn't sitting there zooming in 10 times to make sure it looked good, because I was cutting off any pieces that were gonna get messed up. Anyway, so she was in the ICU last time I updated. She's out now. She kept getting fever. She got sepsis from her UTI that she had for over a week when she went to the hospital. And her fevers were so high that they were using ice packs to keep her cool enough that her organs wouldn't start failing. So she's out now. I did get sick, if you can't tell. Oh, I messed that up. Anyway, this is why usually I just cut everything with the paper cutter, but I realized that these scissors are long enough that if I can make a straight line, it's better, because this is not cutting through it as well as it usually does. Anyway, so my mom's still in and out of it a little bit, like still out of it sometimes when I talk to her. But for the most part, she's like coherent and stuff and being able to answer my questions. She's still kind of getting answers wrong, but because I'm sick, I haven't been going to the hospital, especially when she was in the ICU. I did show up one day when I was feeling a little better, and then I went food shopping, and it kind of like kicked my butt, and I got a lot worse. So I haven't been to see her, but when I was there, she fell a lot before all of this started up. So I know they said she had some kind of, I don't remember if it was a fracture or something in her spine during all of that. And that there's nothing they could do other than, you know, she had to do PT and stuff like that, and just let it heal. So when I was last there, the neurologist told her, well, she told me the neurologist told her she needed a CAT scan. The nurse says, no, it's an MRI. My mom's freaking out because she's got replaced hips and a knee. She's afraid that, you know, that's gonna do something, and as long as she tells them, they can make sure that they're not. I know one of her hips is quote unquote weird, according to one of the physical therapists that looked at her CT when was that 4th of July. She said one of her hips is weird, so maybe she might not be able to get an MRI. But also, when I was in the night that she went into the ICU, I showed up and was there with her, and she you know, came in with the UTI and sepsis. She has sleep apnea, so she kept stopping breathing, and even with the oxygen, she kept not breathing right. I don't know, even when she was awake. So I know they weren't really telling me too much because they didn't want me to freak me out. But like, my mom's had sepsis multiple times before. Like, you guys can tell me things that are going on. It might scare me, but like, I'm used to this. My mom, she's a hard one to shake. So I know me and my brother have been kind of shaking her a little bit because she thinks that we're planning her death, and it's like, no, but you're freaking us out, so we got to kind of like make an idea of what's gonna happen if anything happens. Like, mostly we've been making plans on if she never walks again, because that's most likely what's going to happen. The last rehab she was in, they were kind of saying that, but she also had a UTI at the time, so I'm hoping that that kind of like messed with the results on if she was going to be able to walk again or not. But I don't know for a fact if that's true or not. So that's mostly what we're planning. But so she, I don't know, when she was at the ICU, the urologist came in while I was there, said something. Go back to the scissors because it's so much harder to cut this. Okay. The urologist came in and said something about having surgery on Monday to take out her stent, I thought they said. Unfortunately, the nurse didn't know what we're talking about because urology came down again, because there was like one day where I couldn't come in, and then I came in, and then I haven't been able to come the past, what, 2 days now? One day. So the one day I wasn't there because I was sick, right? Maybe it was 2 days. What was I gonna say? She talked to urology, and urology said that she was likely getting surgery on Monday, but she's still gonna need the surgery for the to take out the stone in a couple weeks. Now I don't know if she's getting confused and remembering what he said last time she was in the hospital, because she's in the same hospital that she was in. So I don't know, and it's probably the same urologist that she had last time. So I don't know if she's mixing it up, but the nurse said she didn't see anything about it in my mom's chart, so she couldn't answer exactly what we were talking about. So I don't know if she's getting surgery. If she's getting surgery tomorrow, I don't know. I don't know if she's getting a CAT scan or an MRI. This is now Sunday before her whatever she gets. So I don't know if she's getting a CAT scan or a MRI. I really love being able to be there, but I have been very sick. Like the day I went food shopping, I came home, blew my nose, and then went deaf in my one ear for a short amount of time. So like I must have an ear infection too. I'm taking antibiotics. I must have been gone for 2 days, because I think I had 2 days of antibiotics in before I went back. So it must have been 2 days off from seeing her originally. And then it's been moved to my lungs. The whole ear thing's going on, so I haven't seen her since. But it's hard to get information from, especially on the weekends. Getting information from the nurses on the weekends, they don't really know what's going on. And I don't mean that in a weird way, but kind of patients over the weekend are just kind of put in a limbo. I know this from the last time we were, she was in the hospital. They're kind of in limbo. They can make decisions, but nothing happens with the decisions until the week. So, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. She says that she doesn't have any updates. And this time she was in the hospital, they didn't give me a code to call to check on her. Which last time, I don't know, my brother got information out of the nurses last time, but anytime I called, now I was there every day last time, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But when I called, I couldn't get any didn't get any answers. They were like, oh, we can send you to your mom's room, and then connect me with my mom's room. And I was like, no, I want to talk to the nurse, I guess. And they were like, oh, because I'm like, I want to update. Nurse gets on the phone and she goes, oh, your mom's fine, she's in good spirits. And I'm like, okay, well, did anything happen over the night? Because I know that I forget what was happening, but she was really struggling with something that day. I don't remember exactly, because oh my god, what's today's date? It has been officially a whole month since we've been going through all of this. So I don't exactly remember what was going on over the weekend over the night that I felt like I needed an update while I was getting ready to go there. But I got no answers. So, but because I'm sick, I wish I could get some freaking answers, but I don't have they never gave us a code, because she came from the rehab, which we're hoping, fingers crossed, that she might not be going back there. Not because, so this is my problem with that, right? Is they did really good, and I loved the I really loved the physical therapist, the speech therapist, the occupational therapist. They were amazing. They did really good with my mom. One of, when things started going to crap with my mom in the rehab. Ooh, I clipped a corner by accident. Well, because I wasn't looking at it. She ran around the hospital, not the hospital, the rehab, trying to find someone that I could talk to, because I wasn't getting results. So I do love them there, but she had surgery on her urinary tract, and they weren't, I didn't even realize this. Like, I guess I should have, but they weren't making sure. Like, she went there with a Foley tube, which is a catheter, and just like in the hospital, when they take you off the Foley tube, they do like a bladder scans for like 24 hours or 48 hours or something like that. And my mom does really good on that. So, and then she needs to get put back on the Foley tube even when she was in the hospital, because after she would pass, all of a sudden she couldn't go to the bathroom anymore. So she was failing. So when she got the UTI at about, well, she left the rehab at about 20 days. We were getting up there, about 20 days or something like that at the rehab. And I just assumed that they were, informed that she'll pass the scans, and every day she had a different nurse, so it wasn't like the same information was going to be passed on. And when they were, the nurses didn't know what the nurse before did, or it was, nursing wise, it was kind of a clusterfuck. Ooh, I don't really curse on my YouTube channel, but it was just a cluster. And so if she goes back, she goes back. But I was not impressed with the nursing part of it. And because she had surgery, she kind of especially on your urinary tract, that could really mess up everything. Your neurologic function, your physical functions. Like, they think that's why she was falling in the first place, is because she she had that stone, and they're guessing it was for, like, months to a year. And at about a year from when this happened, she had gone to the hospital then for a UTI. And my brother doesn't do too well with sitting in hospitals, so I have a feeling at some point something got missed. My mom says that she can't remember a thing that happened in that hospital, so I have a feeling something got missed between, they told her something and she didn't tell it to my brother. Like, something got missed then, probably, and she didn't tell him in communication because she didn't remember. I truly think that's what happened. Not because my brother is bad. We all know he's bad when people go into hospitals. So I don't blame him for any of this. My brother just thought she was declining in general, which, you know, while she's lived with him, she doesn't do much, so, in general. So, you know, it did look like she was just declining. And I'll give him that. Like, yeah, I clipped this corner anyway. So there weren't really any signs that there were problems until she had that pop in her leg, and I guess she's one of those people that even when she can't do something, she'll push because she doesn't want to tell anybody that there's a problem. She has rheumatoid arthritis. So she'll push, and I think she's just been pushing, and then when she rolled that, her hip, or popped her hip, we don't exactly know, because according to the scans, there's nothing wrong with her hips. So, I can't believe I finished this while I was talking. So, they, you know, like, they don't know what happened with that, but I am under the impression she probably relaxed because, you know, after that happened, and so it happened when I came to pick her up, like, literally right before. She said she couldn't lift her leg again after she stood there for a minute while I was talking to my brother. So then we sat her down. Then she was able to kind of walk, but it was like literally me and my brother were kind of like pulling her to the car. We got her in the car, and then once I got her out of the car at my apartment, she couldn't walk. So I think, and then she was in the hospital, and they barely got her out of bed. I mean, they did eventually, but like, it was 4th of July. That Friday, they didn't do much of anything. And last time she was in the hospital, it seemed like a lot of mix-ups were going on. So, because of the whole bladder surgery, her one doctor didn't know that she was there for a different problem, and actually gave me an attitude when I tried to bring it up. So, you know, it's all about who knows what, and I've come to realize that, and so I have to be on top of everything. So the fact that I lost my job is a little better, because I can be on top of it a lot more. I was only working, I wasn't working much anyway, but I don't have to leave early any days or anything. If, you know, for a shift right now, I can kind of stay on top of it. My brother lives up north, so it's not much he could do anyway. He could come down and visit a few times, and that is totally okay with me. I don't want it to seem like I'm bashing my brother. I'm really not trying to bash my brother. Just, there's only so much he could do, and there's only so much I could do. When, you know, like right now, I'm sick. I can't go into the hospital. I don't want to get her sick again when she was just had sepsis. You know what I mean? Like, this is the worst time to be sick. Anyway, now I did get a job interview-ish. I don't know what to call that thing. They called it an interview, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for staying if you stayed for this whole explanation. Have a wonderful day, and I love you. Bye.